what's going on, gang? What's going on? What's going on? Look, man, this is another episode, man, of risk versus reward. Uh Man, I would love to encourage you to hit that like button for me. It don't cost you a thing, man. It just get us floating in the algorithm a little bit more. And also, man, if you can hit that subscribe button, it don't cost you a penny, but it definitely would help the channel out. We trying to build our subscriber base, man. We trying to reach a whole, you know, um, plethora of audiences, man. So if y'all could hit that subscribe button for me, I would really appreciate it. But without further ado, no, before further ado, let's jump into the topic. So the topic today is about uh, an epidemic that I'm seeing happening, not just in southern states. Well, that's what made me want to do the video because I just moved to Houston from California. And before moving out here to the Southwest, to Houston, I've never, experienced uh, so many different cases of HIV. You know what I'm saying? Popping up. And I'm not to say that it's only here because I'm hearing that it's in Miami, it's in Atlanta, it's in Milwaukee, it's all over the place. It's starting to become an epidemic, but this is where I am right here, and I know firsthand that it's people from every state across America here in Texas, not even just Texas, but in Houston specifically. We got a huge population of black folks, a huge population of Latino, huge population of Caucasian, uh, people from the Caribbean islands. We got people from different countries. So this right here is an epicenter. You know what I mean? This is one of the fourth largest cities in America. So yeah, the HIV and STD cases are huge, man. So I just wanted to pop into this little video, and let y'all see what it's looking like out here and how a couple of the people contracted these STDs. And also the reason why we making the video is to inform y'all, how to avoid, situations like this, man. You can't just go head first into sexual relationships nowadays, man. Sometimes you got to think with the big head before you think with the little one, and that's very critical nowadays. So without further ado, let's jump into this video, gang.
Atlanta and Houston have the highest and largest HIV cases in America, both of which have an influx of black people, and both of which have a high down low community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we know.
But yes, we know.
Everybody know that. You know what I mean? It's not nothing secret, and it's different number ones of HIV. So you have new infections. So South Florida, Miami is the number one new infections.
Yes.
But living with HIV, yes. Atlanta, Louisiana.
Yes.
Just the southern states, crazy.
It is Sunday, August 27th. This week I found out that I have HIV. I was diagnosed on August 23rd. I was diagnosed. Today is my attempt at my first day out. I'm going to the movies with my friend. Had a really hard time. It was really hard to get ready. I don't quite know what I want to do with my story. I don't know if I want to share it. I don't know. My mind is 1,000 places at once. But I wanted to document this in case one day I do decide to share it so that this part of my journey is seen. I also just want to document this for my own self to see how far I come, because I know I have a life of trials and tribulations, and I know that this is important. This part of the story is important, whatever I make it. That's really all. I never thought I would be here. I never thought I would be talking and recording myself crying. It's not who I am. But I'm here. I'm at my lowest point. Well, I've been lower, actually, which is surprising. But I'm at a really big crossroad in my life. And I'm just here. And I'm thankful for that.
Man, I'm sorry to stop y'all here at this point, seeing this picture, but man, I just wanted to recap on that last video we just saw. Man, that hurt my heart, bro. Just, you know what I'm saying? Not only because of the situation, but because I have a daughter. You know what I'm saying? And to be so young, bro, to not even, have experienced life yet, and you've now faced with an incurable disease, bro, that you're gonna have to live with forever and that you're gonna have to address forever. It's like a stigma, you know what I'm saying? Like, as soon as you mention that you have this disease, man, people are not gonna want to eat after you, not gonna want to drink after you, not gonna want to touch things after you've touched them. It's like you're toxic to everyone now, and that's not because people necessarily feel that way toward you, but they don't know if somehow possibly they'll catch what you have. But that's it hurt, bro. It hurt to just see somebody so young, bro, have to go through this, man. And I could imagine, she probably still stay with her parents. You know what I'm saying? And to have to disclose that to them, um, it's, man, protect your kids, man. Protect your kids. Explain to them, as best you can, so you could prepare them for when they enter the real world. And hopefully, what you tell them would protect them, man. That's all we can do is just give them the game and hope that they take it and run with it and apply it. But let's continue.
Found out I was HIV positive after noticing strange spots on my body and experiencing high fevers. It all started after a night out with my friend. I remember drinking a lot way more than I should have. Things got so out of hand that I completely lost control of what I was doing. My friend tried to get me home safely, but we ended up arguing, and she decided to leave. I stayed at the party with some other friends and eventually met this guy. He seemed fun, and the last thing I remember was dancing and having a great time. The next morning, I woke up in his bed, confused and unable to recall most of the night. I left before he woke up, brushing it off like it was no big deal. I thought that night wouldn't have any consequences. But a month later, I started losing a lot of weight. I was constantly running a fever, had terrible headaches, and noticed strange spots appearing on my skin. That's when panic set in deep down. I had a terrible feeling about what might have happened that night. I decided to go to the hospital, and that's when. Comment if you want to hear part 2.
I don't know what y'all got going on down there in the Dominican Republic, but according to the CDC, the HIV and AIDS epidemic is out of control. Now, no shade to the passport bros, because I know they might get offended on this, but according to recent reports, the key...
I had to stop it real quick, bro. Man, I had plans on going down to the Dominican Republic and Brazil and, you know what I'm saying, and Thailand and the Philippines and, you know what I'm saying, just to see what life was like down there, as far as just, everything, not just the dating scene or nothing like that, but the housing situations, the price of everything, and you know, how life was out there. Like, how could you live a comfortable life in these, you know, countries for, you know, a minimal amount? That was my, you know, my whole thing. I said, man, if I ever happen to, you know, divorce or anything like that, man, I'm going straight down here to give me one of these baddies, man. You know what I'm saying? And bring them back home with me. But it seemed like that's not even an option no more. Like the world, not even just America, the South, but the world is starting to become infected with these STDs and HIVs. Like it's everywhere. You can't get around it no more. You can't have fun out here no more. Don't get me wrong. When I was young, I used to wild too. You know what I'm saying? I used to be out here banging everything I can. You know what I'm saying? Because my hormone, I was young. I was, you know, I got out of puberty. I was knocking everything down. But thank God, you know, that I never had to suffer any of these STDs, you know, syphilis and herpes and oh man, HIV. Thankfully, man, now I'm thankful for that. But passport bros, man, if y'all are the ones that's taking these infections and going down here to these countries and giving it to these women, bro, y'all ain't shit.
Factors contributing to the rising HIV rates down there in the Dominican Republic is tourism and sex work from tourists. Hey, listen, y'all see the stat right there. It says high levels of sex tourism, vulnerability of sex workers to HIV infections. In other words, you passport bros are infecting and being infected by those folk down there, primarily the sex workers, those women down there in the Dominican Republic. Now, I know a lot of y'all gonna come on here and say, well, we go down there and we trying to find.
Okay, so we just got the answer to what I was just talking about, man. He said that the women, the sex working women down there is passing on the STDs and infections to the passport bros, and then they come back to America and pass it on to American women. That's what's going on. I see. Okay, let's continue the story.
The traditional wives. Well, here's the fact of the matter. How do you know who's traditional or not when you're not even from those regions? That's another topic for another day. Anyway, don't get mad at me. I'm just reporting the news. And according to the CDC, you passport bros are down there in the Dominican Republic moving real foul. You know, how do you fly across seas and smash these chicks, the mommies with the cake? Y'all know what cake I'm talking about. And here's the thing. Y'all smashing the mommy with the cake, and she's sending y'all back to the States with something you can't shake. You might need to hit up your local pastor so he can lay hands on you and get you healed, because a lot of y'all need some healing. I'm confused by the fact that y'all will fly all the way over there and meet complete strangers. That's crazy work right there. That's nasty work if you ask me. I'm convinced that most likely some of y'all already knew you was infected, so you went over there, you know what I mean? And y'all did some strange things with them women over there, infecting those women. Because I don't believe no sane man in his right mind will go to a foreign land full of foreign women and meet complete strangers. I just don't believe that sane men would do that. But anyway, do what you want with this story, and y'all already know my slogan. Awareness is caring, and prevention is the mission.
I am begging you to put yourself first and be safe out here when HIV is at an all-time high. I know that there was a TikTok story of a nurse saying that she had a patient who just moved to Houston, and he's like, oh, I've been with all these DLs while their wives are away, while their girlfriends are away, and you know, this and that, whatever. And HIV is at an all-time high right now. Like, it is crazy what, you know, the we have to make these calls
And I could only imagine having to get that call. But people do not care. People don't, they play this as a joke, and it's not a fucking joke. We had a man come into the clinic, and he was an older gentleman. And as soon as he comes in, he's like just making jokes about the whole thing. Like, oh, I need an STI panel, blah, 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 this and that. And I asked him, ID and insurance information. He's like, no insurance. It needs to be off the books. What do you mean it needs to be off the books? Like, who are you hiding from? Gets his stuff done, leaves, checks out. We have to collect payment. I ask him if he needs a receipt. He's like, no receipt. I don't need any proof. Who are you hiding this from? Granted, he did come out positive for something too, which I'm sure he's not going to go home and tell him because he doesn't want any proof, right? Absolutely fucking disgusting. Please use protection. Be celibate. Get some toys, okay? Because it's not safe out here right now. It's scary. It's scary what we're seeing in the clinics here. Because there's men like that who don't care about their own health and who think that, oh, I can just go pop into a clinic and get a shot and I'll be just fine. No. AIDS is a real fucking thing and it will kill you. So please be safe.
Top 10 cities in the USA with the highest HIV cases reported in 2024. At number 10 is Jacksonville, Florida, with the total population of over 956,000 residents.
And I just wanted to stop the video right here real quick because I can't stress enough about the fact that and I see a whole lot of bias when women are telling the story about the time they contracted these diseases. It's not just women, or it's not just men who are out here being facetious and passing all of these diseases out, and you know what I'm saying. There are women who are making it their business to go out here and infect as many men as possible too, because they've been wronged by some gentleman or something. You know what I'm saying? So it's not only men who are out here being, this diabolical, man. You know what I'm saying? Big words. It's not only men who are out here doing it though. It's women too. So you got to be careful both ways.
78,000 of them are African American, 507,000 of them are Caucasian, and 95,000 Hispanics reside there. They are number 10 when it comes to the top 10 highest number of HIV cases reported in 2024. At number 9 is New York City, New York, with the total population of almost 8.9 million residents. 2.5 million of them are African American, 3.5 million of them are Caucasian, and over 2 million Hispanics reside there. They are number 9 when it comes to the highest cases reported for HIV in America today. At number 8 is Atlanta, Georgia, with a population of over 500,000 residents. 260,000 of them are African American, over 200,000 Caucasians reside there, and 30,000 Hispanics call Atlanta home. They're number 8 when it comes to the highest number of HIV cases reported in America today. At number 7 is Memphis, Tennessee, with a total population of over 620,000 residents. 425,000 of them are African American, 180,000 of them are Caucasian, and over 40,000 Hispanics reside there. They're number 7 when it comes to the highest number of HIV cases reported in America today. At number 6 is Baltimore, Maryland, with the total population of over 576,000 residents. 370,000 of them are African American, 182,000 of them are Caucasian, and over 45,000 Hispanics reside there. They're number 6 when it comes to the highest number of HIV cases reported in America today. At number 5 is Baton Rouge, Louisiana, with the total population of over 224,000 residents. 120,000 of them are African American, 84,000 of them are Caucasian, and only around 10,000 Hispanics reside there. They're number 5 when it comes to the highest number of HIV cases reported in America today. At number 4 is New Orleans, Louisiana, with the total population of over 376,000 residents. 233,000 of them are African American, 130,000 of them are Caucasian, and over 22,000 Hispanics reside there. They're number 4 when it comes to the highest number of HIV cases reported in America today. At number 3 is Jackson, Mississippi.
Hey, that's some wild statistics right there, bro, because when you think about it, bro, New Orleans down there got wiped out during Hurricane Katrina. So a whole lot of people left from New Orleans and went to cities and towns like Baton Rouge and uh, Texas, Houston, Texas, and you know what I'm saying? They Dallas, Texas. They left them state. They left that state, well, that city, New Orleans, and they went to a whole bunch of other states and cities, bro. So I don't understand how are y'all still reporting as number 4 highest STDs or HIV cases, bro? Y'all need to do better. Y'all need to do better. We out here just wing wanging with no protection, and this is the consequences.
With the total population of just 150,000 residents, 135,000 of them are African American, only 10,000 of them are Caucasian, and around 5,000 Hispanics call Jackson home. But Jackson is home to the 3rd largest city with the highest number of not only HIV, but STD cases reported in America today. At number 2 is Miami, Florida, with a population of over 500,000 residents. 75,000 of them are African American, 154,000 of them are Caucasian, and there are over 180,000 Hispanics reside there. They're number 2 when it comes to the highest number of HIV cases reported in America today. At number 1 is Washington, D.C., with a total population of over 315,000 residents. 318,000 of them are African American, 200,000 of them are Caucasian, and over 100,000 Hispanics call Washington, D.C. home. They are number 1 when it comes to the highest number of not only HIV, but STD cases reported in America today.
I don't know what y'all got going on in the Philippines, but according to the CDC, the Philippines has one of the highest HIV rates amongst their people than most of the world.
Passport bros. It's not surprising at all. It's not surprising at all that a lot of you guys are coming back home burning. It's not surprising at all because just like I said a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, is that a lot of you guys are not going outside the country for wives. They're going out of the country to tourism and to take advantage of people. That's just what it is. Tourism of taking advantage of people. You go to these 3rd world countries, 2nd world their countries who are not financially where they need to be. $1 goes a lot further. You feel like a king. You got a nice little hotel. You know what I'm saying? You get 2 or 3 girls who know you from the last visit. And 9 times out of 10, a lot of y'all don't want to admit it, but a lot of y'all be getting these girls pregnant and y'all leave them over there. Y'all never want to go back. And now y'all want to go to another place. Because now the Philippines has always been a background for passport bros, but that's when 8x5x11 men were going rampant over there. Okay, when I say rampant over there. Now, y'all want to go over there. And now a lot of y'all having regrets because black, American women are just not, domesticated. They don't want to cook and clean. They don't want to let a man leave, blah, 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 blah. Now you going over there and you coming back with that fire. Not that fire with the stick, but that fire when you pee. That fire when your face break out. That fire when them lymph nodes on your neck starting to look crazy. Okay? We all knew this was coming. Like all of the empty threats, all of the empty verbiage, all of the bravado that you guys were going back and forth on the internet, we knew that the truth will eventually come to the light. And look what's going on. They're going wild out there and y'all catching it, coming back home, thinking that we don't know what you've been doing. We know Craig. We know Creed. We know Dusty. We know. Like, share, comment.
I'm about to have a real conversation with you all. Now, I know lately in the news, they expressed that Houston has a very, very high STD rate. And I'm going to tell you exactly why. People do not care about catching anything. People do not fear HIV. People do not fear syphilis, gonorrhea. People don't fear none of those things. People live life on the edge and they are pleasure chasing, meaning they don't care about the consequences. Long as they can feel good in the moment, that's it. That's all people chase. And I'm telling people the reality of it is people really, when it comes to sex, people don't care about protecting themselves. And ladies, listen to this. I'm a man. I hang around a lot of men. Had plenty of conversations with men. And men, you know, we love to talk about women and stuff with each other, right? And over the years, I can tell you now, the things that I've seen men do and heard men do is crazy. I'm talking about people married, long relationships, and out here having unprotected sex with different people and coming back home like nothing happened. On top of that, not using protection. You got men who will fly out the country, have sex with foreign women unprotected, come back to their wife and girlfriend, sleep with them unprotected like nothing happened. Don't even go get tested. And let's talk about, there's a window in time when you need to get tested. If you have unprotected sex, don't go run to the doctor 2 weeks after that thinking that your results are going to be authentic. They're not. They're not going to be good results because you have to wait until whatever virus it is detectable. And some of y'all play games. Y'all know that stuff will not be detectable within a week or 2 weeks after unprotected sex, but you'll run and go get tested real quick. And be like, oh, I'm clean, bro. You ain't even give enough time to settle in your system. See, people do that too. But that's a whole nother conversation. But man, I'm telling you, these men nowadays, all you have to do is have a pretty face, nice body. Matter of fact, you don't even have to have a pretty face, just a nice body, and the dude will hit you raw consistently and not even ask you about your status, nothing. And then you got women just sitting here allowing men to sleep with them and they don't even know their status. I'm telling these men out here, within 2 weeks, a lot of these men will have 4-5 bodies under their belt within 2 weeks. Unprotected sex, no condoms. And I'm gonna be honest, when I was younger, I had my moments where I had unprotected sex, but thank God I didn't catch nothing. Thank God. Thank you, God. You know what I'm saying? That's gambling. I could have caught something, but I didn't. Thank you, God. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm innocent. I did that stuff too back in the day. You know what I'm saying? But now that I'm older, I realize how important it is to make sure your sexual health is good. Always get your checkups and make sure the people you messing with getting their checkups too. Straight up. Then you got the bi people that are sleeping with men and women unprotected. Then you got the people who are down low that are messing with the same sex and that's their secret life and they're doing that unprotected and going back to their regular life, sleeping with us. Man, listen, it's crazy out here, man. It's not a safe place to be out here having unprotected sex. At the end of the day, you got to control yourself. Sexual discipline will take you so far. In my life, you know how many women I've seen that look good, but I didn't sleep with them. I didn't know nothing about them. Why would I just lay in bed with them? I don't know nothing about them, especially unprotected. Just because a man or a woman looks good does not mean they are clean. Unfortunately, those be the ones that get what they want. So they be the ones you need to watch out for, to be honest. Now, let me tell you this situation, man. There was this young lady I knew, I ain't gonna say no name or nothing, but she was messing with this guy. You know, they were having sexual relations or whatever. And she used to tell me there was something about this guy that threw her off. Like when she would come to his house, there would be like women products there, and he would just say, oh, it's his cousin stuff. But she said her intuition was like, something ain't right. Something ain't right. Long story short, mind you, she was having unprotected sex with this guy and doing nasty stuff. But one day the dude hit her up and said, hey, you need to go get checked. And she was like, why? Dude straight up said, man, I tested. I'm HIV positive. And I'm like, what? So she went, she got tested and stuff. She was actually clean because I'm assuming the time in which he started sleeping with these other women, that's when he contracted it. But they didn't have sex, I guess she just got lucky. So once he caught it, that's around the time they were still lingering around each other, but they weren't having sex. She got